Alright, well here we are back in oxygen not included. I'm going to show you my latest base that I've built here. Alright, it was running on a cycle, so I don't know. I was recording time-lapse, so there's probably some things that are going to need fixed here. Still have 6 characters alive, so that's good. Oxygen levels are good. Fuel levels are a bit low. Like the gas reservoirs here are out. And this is dormant for the next 40 cycles. So we're not getting any natural gas power up anytime soon. Okay, I'm going to disable this thing because it's not being helpful right now. I don't have an automation circuit on this one. Why don't I have an automation? Do I? Check here. I do not. I should have set an automation circuit on that. Open that up. And I'll go and turn that off because the CO2, there's not enough CO2 in the pipe and it keeps evaporating, causing pressure damage and leaks in the system. So that'll fix that for now. This is going to take a while to cool down here. That has to go down to the liquefaction temperature. There's actually quite a bit of carbon dioxide in this tank that's being pumped out slowly here. Yeah, quite a bit. And that is cooling off my water supply system with a secondary feed of water coming from another source here. And a source over here. So like this rubs the slush, it goes through here, gets filtered because there's ice in there, and some of that gets back into the regular water supply. These are all the coolant tanks. They're pretty much all full. Then the coolant line goes like this. And then it goes through here, comes into the evaporator for the carbon dioxide section, and it cools down the water a bit, which then cycles through here and comes back out. By this time it's at whatever temperature the hottest section of this water was at. It continues back up, and then gets dripped out here and mixed in with the regular cold water and stuff. So that's the main coolant system. What else do we have running right now? The power system is pretty extensive. Let me zoom out for you. Actually, the base itself is kind of extensive. Hasn't broken through yet. We're gonna have to put a bunker right through here because we're getting asteroid impacts. I already had to put this here because we were venting atmosphere into space. Right. So, where do we get our oxygen from? Well, the water in here, once it reaches the correct temperature, goes into this pipeline up through here and drips off into here. This thing is fairly cool temperature water because it's only allowed to go through there once it triggers the temperature sensor. Right there is a temperature sensor that triggers it. And then this gets dumped into here. And this keeps the main living space of the base at a good temperature. And this pump That's just the pump line. This pump comes up through here. Some of it gets diverted off into the smelting system, and then the rest of it goes up the oxygen generator. The oxygen generator, we have 2 electrolyzers and 4 pumps, because 2 electrolyzers can run 4 pumps. Then we have 1 pump going up into a storage tank, and then this goes all the way like this. Comes into our airlock to supply the airlock. And then the rest of them, you've got the rest of the oxygen going through filters and things through here and getting sorted, and then going into the storage tank system, separating off and ventilating the whole base, as well as some of the lower sections too. So we have a huge amount of gas piping and gas storage for the natural gas geyser, because we need to keep and collect all of that and use all of that. Right now the fuel is, our coal supply is still good. Do we have any petroleum left? Or is that why it's not? No, we have lots of petroleum left. Oh, and the petroleum generator is running. Why is it not enough? What is happening here? How are we using 2.6 kilowatts of electricity? 600 watts. 2 kilowatts. How is that working out? Somehow we are using more power than we have at maximum power output. Oh, we have these things too. Okay. Let's see if that causes the power system to start charging. Yes. We're getting some charge back in there. Some weird electrical usage right now. Actually, I'm probably using too much electricity. Where is it all going? It's difficult exactly to say where all the electricity is being used. Let's see. Everywhere. Here, those are turned off. This pump's running there. Pump running there. And there's pumps and things running all over the place. Oh, it's not completely using it anymore. Hello, Chanel. So there's the temperature. You can see I've got a nice cold spot right there in the middle of the base where everything is cooling from the CO2 system here. The CO2 that is pumping out of there is going in through these pipes and all that, and it's blocked here because it hasn't cooled down enough to the liquefaction point of the CO2. But we've got other gas pipes here and there doing other things. And over here, there's the plumbing overlay. We have, oh dear, we have water in the fuel. Isn't that lovely? I'm gonna build a filter on that at some point. Copper volcano is incredibly useful. There's a lot of copper that comes out of this volcano. How much is sitting there right now? 22 tons. If I was to drip some water on here, it would all flash into steam. Did I ever actually build a pump over here? Yeah, I did. Let's try this. Oh, the power was never hooked up. Let's see, hook up the power here. requires building 1 block of wire. Alright, come build this for me. Someone. So we can try out turning this into steam, just to show people what happens. Anybody coming in? Anyone? Anyone? That's just sad. I'll have to fix that at some point. Alright, we only want a little bit of water in there. Watch what happens when we drop this bit of water in here. Hi Chanel, you're messing up my audio, Chanel. Shh. No. And it's flashing into steam, and I'm guessing dirt is falling out. But I don't see any. Not sure. How did the steam get... Okay, there's something glitchy with the steam in this section of the map. It's kind of weird. I don't know what just happened there, but I don't think it was supposed to. Steam has leaked out the side with the wall shut. Very weird. How hot is that metal still? Where's the copper pile? Oh, it hasn't changed the temperature at all. Let's drop a bunch of water in there and see what happens. That should be enough of that for now. Looks like there's dirt falling out. And somehow there's steam getting over here. Some strange magic. Not exactly sure what is happening there. Whatever. We're just gonna ignore it for now. So I found a fair number of geysers. Over here we have the cool steam vent. Here we have too much hydrogen in this room. This is the carbon dioxide vent isn't running because it's overpressure. And that is why, because we left the door open when we weren't supposed to leave the door open. Oops. Let's see. We got hydrogen coming in here once that. In here, and venting into this room as well, because it's supposed to have hydrogen in here for thermal transfer medium. Whatever. We also have. Let me just zoom out a bit here. We have the cool slush geyser there. Hot steam, CO2, or cool steam, CO2. I haven't explored down there anymore to see if there's any more in here yet. We got a oil one, another steam one, copper, oil. And then you come back up here. We've got a polluted water vent. We've got another steam vent. Go up further. You've got another copper volcano. Another CO2 vent. But I still haven't found a such natural gas vent. Or a chlorine vent. And I want both of those because CO2 is not the proper coolant to be using this game. I should be using chlorine. It's a much wider range of liquid doesn't freeze almost immediately. And whatever, I'm sure I'll find it eventually. Here we have the breathable oxygen. And it's lagging a lot. It's a huge base. So breathable oxygen, wiring, temperature, comfort, I think, lighting, plumbing, ventilation, happiness, decor actually. Yeah, it's a pretty complicated base. So the cooling system works like this. You start with hydrogen up here. It gets filtered out. Hydrogen comes down this pipe. It's coming down this pipe. And then it gets filtered here to make sure there's just hydrogen in it. And then a bit of it gets run into this anti-entropy thermonullifier. And the rest gets run into this one. And that ends up doing is cooling down this room in here, and this should be turned off. In a second here, this is how the pipes get broken. This should be turned off. Why is it enabled by automation grid? Disabled you. There, now it's turned off. So, as this cools down in here, how much CO2 is in here? Not a lot. Alright, so as this CO2 vents into this room, it cools down to the liquefaction temperature, and this big heat sink of diamond actually helps quite a bit in making it condensate way faster. And then this box, the CO2 in it, is then pumped up here through this pipeline here into this room right here. And right now this room is still pretty cold from the last cycle of stuff that we sent through it. Check the time lapse at the end of this video for some different shots of the base and stuff. But that's still cooling down the water quite nicely. It looks like it's going to take a while for it to warm back up because, well, there's 468 kilograms per cube in there, which is quite a bit. Oh yeah, it's a rather simple but complex base at the same time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to rate and subscribe and all that stuff. I'll be making more of these videos. I play this game too much already. And I will see you all again soon. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.